Having your dream job in the first place is a miracle. Being able to work with people and passions that you hold so closely to your heart is such a blessing, and to be able to earn money through it is crazy. Like, I would have volunteered at that job on top of having a normal job. Like, I messed it up so bad. Please don't do what I did. This all starts when I got the job in the first place. I wasn't meant to stay on the team, and they were gonna drop me, and I wasn't gonna stay. And I knew this from the get go. And there was a bunch of new trainees that were also like me, and I didn't want it to end. We were basically put on for the season. Now, the place that I worked at was a snow resort, and I was on snow patrol duties as well as some rental duties. But mostly I was on the slope looking out for people, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't have asked for a better job. I love being out. I love getting out and seeing people on the slope and snowboarding. And I was starting to ski as well. And I was learning all sorts of snow sports. And I got really good at just being on the slope. I loved it. It was the best job that I could have asked for. And I soon found out that I was going to stay and they were going to keep me because I was good. Out of everyone else, I was the one that they chose to keep. Out of the 20 or so people that got the job temporarily, I was the one that stood out. I was on a smoke break. If you couldn't tell already by how raspy my voice is, I used to smoke. I smoked for like 5 years. It completely messed me up. And don't do it. It's not good. There's a lot of, yeah, well, you get the idea. Don't smoke. I'm not gonna go into it. My friend had weed on him. He had Mary Jane, and he asked me if I wanted to go off and smoke. And I was like, I don't want to smoke, but I will go off with you whilst you smoke. Don't do this. Don't do this. And what happened next was just so, so bad. I shouldn't have done this. We came back, and I didn't realize how much of a pungent smell that this weed was gonna give off my friend, because he just didn't wrap it up. He didn't like enclose it so it wouldn't smell. He just didn't give a fuck. I don't even know how he managed to stay on. Like, and he was telling me that he was actually offered a place, that he was able to stay, but he just didn't want to. And I know how much a lie that is, because he definitely wasn't. I knew that he didn't have any kind of like passion for any of the snow sports there. So like, he was just a blatant liar overall. I caught him out lying to me about how much weed he sold to me one time, and I don't know. I just wasn't gonna take his word for that. I'm kind of digressing. We're immediately under the hammer, and they're asking us if we smoked weed, and we both refute it. And I obviously are I'm gonna refute this. Like, I didn't smoke weed. Actually, one of the managers there that had us questioned was a weed smoker himself, and he'd actually gone off on shift to smoke weed, which is just so hypocritical. And I didn't want to bring it up in the moment because I was cool with him. And my face lit up. I was like, fuck, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna lose my job. It's over. And I did. I didn't lose my job. And yeah, I kept on. And they were okay, and it was like it got brushed over, and it was fine. And like another month went on, and nothing was said of it. And I kept working, and I got away by the skin of my teeth, or at least what I thought. And then the next incident. This is the thing that you shouldn't do, okay? This is the thing that you are in control of. Don't hang around with people that are going to pull you down. All right, that's the takeaway here. Now, I wish I could say the same. Like, I wish I could have done something differently in the situation that I'm about to tell you, but I straight up could. I was up. one of the main stations looking out at the lift that people were using to get up on the Pommer track, which is a lift that pulls people up on skis. And there's an incident. And this incident keeps happening. People keep falling off the lift over and over. And it tends to be the more shorter people that are falling off. So there's a dip in the Pommer track where people can't reach the floor and they need the stability to keep themselves up. And I'm like, oh, I need to do something. Something needs to happen. This is a high threat. You know, someone could break their arm. Someone could get run over in this situation. It could just pile up and there could just be a catastrophe. I immediately go down on my board and I patch up the snow and I fill in the hole. And there was two other people watching the one lift. There was two other people watching the one lift. The other lift wasn't even on. And then all of a sudden, I'm told that I've messed up. I shouldn't have done that. That wasn't what I was meant to do. I should have radioed into rental and gotten someone out from rental to go and fill in the hole. That is so stupid. That's so utterly stupid. So you're gonna let people fall off the Pommer track just because you need three whole people to keep an eye on it. The Pommer track wasn't that long. You know, it's not a big lift. You know, you can see everything from down below. And at the angle that the other person was standing at, you could see the top as well. And it's just a petty excuse to cut me out. At the time, it was COVID, so they just needed more money. There was a big financial dip because of COVID, and it really strained on people. And they just couldn't keep me on board. I was training to become an instructor, and I had all the foundational maneuvers to start, and I was gonna pay money to get a test and everything, and I had like a whole career set out for me that was just wiped because they couldn't afford to have me on. You know, they had to create this petty excuse to just cut me out. I feel like part of it was my fault. I shouldn't have been with that person smoking weed. I really shouldn't have gone along with it. I don't know what I expected, but don't do what I did. This was the biggest mistake, and I'm stuck without a job. Having people around you that are gonna negatively affect how you're seen in the workplace is never good, especially if you really appreciate that workplace and you want to stay there. I don't have much else on this. It was quite a short story, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you. Bye.